My child, listen to me closely for a moment. You made it through something that almost broke you, and I need you to understand that I saw every part of it. I saw the nights you stared at the ceiling trying to quiet your thoughts while everyone else believed you were fine. I saw the moments you nearly gave up, the times you sat in silence holding back tears, and still chose to keep reaching for me even when your heart felt exhausted. None of your pain went unnoticed. While people around you missed what you were carrying, I stayed beside you through every hidden battle and every heavy morning when simply getting out of bed felt difficult. This piece of your journey was never invisible to me. And now what you walked through is beginning to open the door to things your heart has prayed for longer than you realize. I saw the sleepless nights. I saw you checking your phone hoping for comfort, hoping someone would understand what you could not explain out loud. There were days when hope felt far away and still you held on to your faith with trembling hands. You may not have realized it then, but heaven was watching closely while you kept moving forward through moments meant to drain your spirit. You walked through fire, but you did not walk through it alone. I was there in every quiet breath, every whispered prayer, every moment you sat in the dark wondering how much longer you could carry the weight. The trial was never sent to destroy you. It was shaping something deeper inside you, strengthening your spirit in ways you could not yet see, preparing your heart for what is now beginning to unfold. There were so many times you asked me, "Lord, when will this finally end?" I heard every question, even the ones you only spoke inside your mind while driving alone or lying awake before sunrise. And my beloved child, the waiting season is beginning to lift. Little by little, you are about to feel life becoming lighter again. The enemy tried hard to convince you that you were forgotten. Thoughts filled your mind telling you that you were too tired, too damaged, too far gone. And there were moments when those lies sounded painfully believable. But listen carefully now. I never stepped away from you. Even when you felt nothing, even when heaven seemed silent, I stayed close enough to carry you through what could have destroyed you. There were dangers you never saw and heartbreaks I protected you from completely. I guarded your spirit in moments when discouragement tried to settle deeply into your soul. And now, after all the nights you kept trusting me through confusion and pain, you are going to witness changes you once believed were impossible. Some prayers you thought had disappeared into silence were already being answered quietly behind the scenes. Even now, peace is beginning to settle over you in a new way. Not all at once, but softly, like morning light slowly entering a dark room. You are going to notice it in simple moments first. The way your chest feels lighter. The way your mind rests more easily at night. The way your heart slowly stops expecting disappointment everywhere it looks. What you suffered through built strength inside you. Not loud strength that needs attention, but quiet strength that learned how to survive difficult seasons without losing compassion. Pain changed you. It taught you how to listen deeper, how to love softer, and how to keep going even when nobody applauded your endurance. My child, that painful season is ending. Healing is beginning to reach the places inside you that have felt worn down for so long. The wounds you carry will someday remind you of how far I brought you, and the scars that once embarrassed you will become proof that I never abandoned you. Every rejection, every betrayal, every closed door was shaping your life in ways you could not understand at the time. You thought certain endings meant you failed, but some things left your life because they could not follow you where I was leading you. What felt like rejection was often protection. What felt like silence was preparation. Heaven was quiet because something was being rewritten for you beyond what you could see. Now watch how joy slowly returns to places that once only held sorrow. Watch how the same heart that carried grief learns how to feel safe again. I am bringing peace into areas of your life that have known tension for too long, and I am restoring things inside you that fear tried to steal. Do not stay trapped looking behind you with regret. The chapter ahead of you carries more goodness than the season you survived. There are blessings prepared for you that your mind has not fully imagined yet, and people around you will begin to notice the change happening within you. They will see the healing in your eyes, the calmness in your spirit, and they will know my hand has been upon your life. Always remember this, my beloved, you were never alone. Even during the moments when you felt abandoned, sitting quietly with your pain, I was already preparing a future filled with care, purpose, and peace. My promises still stand. Nothing can stop what I have spoken over your life. Not fear, not hardship, not even the doubts that tried to live inside your mind. My love for you is greater than every storm that tried to shake you. Comment, my soul loves you, Jesus. If your heart still holds on to him in this new season, walk forward with courage now. Do not shrink back from what is coming. Step gently into the life unfolding before you, knowing I have been preparing it with care. Your struggles were never wasted. They were seeds buried deep in your soul, and now those seeds are beginning to bloom into peace, healing, and quiet joy. One morning soon you will realize your heart no longer hurts the way it used to. You made it through the testing season, my child. A new chapter is opening in front of you now, and you do not need to force your future anymore. Stay close to me. Keep your heart open, and watch how my love slowly transforms every corner of your life. The best parts of your story are still ahead of you, and nothing will ever separate you from my love again. My child, I am speaking gently to your heart right now because I know how much you have carried in silence. You went through seasons that left you emotionally exhausted, yet somewhere deep inside you still kept reaching for me. Even after people walked away, even after trust was broken and your heart felt bruised by disappointment, you continued holding on to my love. You did not always understand why life unfolded the way it did, but part of you still believed I was guiding you through something bigger than the pain you could see. I saw every tear you wiped away before anyone noticed. I heard the quiet prayers you whispered into your pillow at night when you felt too drained to even explain what was hurting inside you. There were moments you sat alone replaying conversations in your head, wondering why certain people changed, wondering why the weight on your chest would not leave. And through every one of those moments, I stayed beside you. I know there were days when you questioned if I still heard you at all. Maybe you looked around at your life and thought heaven had gone silent. Or maybe you wondered if your prayers were simply disappearing into the air. But my beloved child, every word reached me. Every trembling breath, every tear-filled drive home, every exhausted morning where you asked me for strength just to get through the day, I held all of it close to my heart. You have shown more strength than you realize, not because fear never touched you, but because you kept moving even while carrying it. That quiet endurance mattered to me more than you know, and I need you to understand something deeply now. The faith you held on to during your hardest days has been shaping something beautiful inside you. I am proud of you for the moments nobody applauded. I saw the times you chose kindness even though bitterness would have been easier. I saw you forgive people who never apologized properly. And I saw how badly it hurt to release things your heart wanted to hold on to. Still, you chose love over anger, hope over despair, and trust over the voice telling you to give up. Because you kept holding on to me, life is about to feel different little by little. Your struggle was never meaningless. The long nights, the unanswered questions, the seasons where everything felt delayed, all of it was preparing your heart for a chapter that carries more peace than pain. One morning soon, you are going to notice your spirit feels lighter than it used to. This next season will not carry the same heaviness you survived before. Joy will begin returning in quiet ways. You will laugh without forcing it. You will sleep without your thoughts racing so loudly. The memories that once hurt deeply will slowly lose their power, and instead of reopening wounds, they will remind you how far I have carried you. The scars you carry are becoming reminders of healing instead of reminders of defeat. The waiting season is beginning to close, my child, and the things you prayed for through tears are starting to move closer than you think. What once felt delayed was often me protecting you, preparing timing you could not yet understand. Soon you will begin to understand why certain doors stayed closed, and why some people could not remain in your life. Some endings felt cruel at the time, but they were clearing space for what truly belongs in your future. You called some moments rejection, but heaven was guiding you towards something better with hands you could not yet see. Do not be afraid of what is ahead now. I am leading you toward days filled with deeper peace, genuine connection, and a sense of purpose that no longer feels so far away. Dreams that once felt impossible to imagine again will slowly begin waking back up inside your heart. And the relationships entering your life will carry more care, honesty, and gentleness than what you left behind. You are going to experience a kind of peace that does not depend on circumstances, a calmness that settles into your soul even when life around you still feels uncertain. As you continue walking closely with me, people will notice the healing in you. They will see how your spirit stayed soft after everything you survived, and your life will quietly point them back toward my goodness. Right now, I am surrounding you with comfort. Breathe deeply for a moment and let your heart rest here with me. You are safe in my love. You are protected, held, and cared for more than you fully realize. Your past mistakes no longer have authority over your future. Fear no longer gets to speak louder than my love inside your life. You are forgiven, renewed, and slowly becoming whole again. So today, release the weight you were never meant to carry alone and allow yourself to rest in my peace. My child, your season is changing. The tears you cried in silence are not the end of your story. What hurt you is being transformed into wisdom, compassion, and strength that will someday help others breathe again too. I am still holding your hand through every step, leading you gently toward brighter days than the ones behind you. Walk forward knowing you are deeply loved and fully seen. Your future still carries goodness, even after everything you have endured, and the best moments of your life have not passed you yet. I know there were mornings when your heart already felt tired before the day even started. I saw you trying to smile during conversations while silently fighting battles nobody around you understood. I saw how hard you worked just to keep going, even during seasons when it felt like your prayers were only hitting the ceiling and falling back down on you. But hear me clearly now, my child. None of it was wasted. Every moment you continued trusting me through disappointment planted something deeper inside your soul. And those seeds are beginning to bloom. And now those seeds you planted through tears and endurance are beginning to rise quietly beneath the surface. If this message has been bringing peace into your heart and helping you feel closer to God, you are welcome to support this work and help continue sharing hope with others. And if you feel led to give, you can do so through the support options below. Every act of kindness helps carry this message to someone else who may be praying for comfort tonight. My child, you stayed faithful during seasons when it would have been easier to walk away from everything. You kept praying through long stretches of silence when it seemed like nothing was changing. You kept showing up with tired eyes and a weary heart, still hoping I was listening. And because you continued holding on to me through all of it, life is about to unfold in ways you could not fully imagine before. There are things I am bringing into your life that you once believed were too far away, too impossible, or too beautiful to belong to you. Some dreams felt too fragile to even say out loud anymore, but nothing placed in your heart is hidden from me. I am your Father, and I know what your soul needs long before you find the words to ask for it. I am not simply restoring what was lost. I am rebuilding parts of your life with deeper peace, stronger love, and greater purpose than before. The people you lost, the opportunities that slipped away, the versions of life you grieved in silence, none of it will end in emptiness. Watch how I bring beauty back into places that once only reminded you of pain. What tried to break your spirit will become part of your healing story. The sadness that lingered over your days will slowly give way to moments of genuine laughter again. One day you will catch yourself smiling without forcing it, breathing without heaviness sitting in your chest, and realizing your heart finally feels safe again. That is how healing often begins, quietly, softly, almost like sunlight returning after weeks of rain. I need you to trust me even before you can see everything changing. I have been working quietly in places your eyes could not reach. Doors that once stayed shut are beginning to move open at the right time. And some people had to leave because their absence was making room for relationships filled with honesty, peace, and care. The silence you endured was never proof that I abandoned you. Heaven was still moving even while your prayers seemed unanswered. There were things being arranged gently and carefully for your future while you sat wondering if anything was happening at all. Trust that the weight you carried was shaping something inside you instead of destroying you. My child, I am restoring your soul little by little. The heaviness that followed you into every room is beginning to loosen its grip. The darkness that made you feel isolated is slowly fading, and you will begin to notice small moments of peace finding you again. A calmer breath, a quieter mind, a morning that no longer feels impossible to face. The pressure you lived under was not punishment. It was forming strength inside you that only difficult seasons could reveal. You are becoming the person I created you to be, softer in heart, wiser in spirit, and stronger than you realize. Pain changed you, but it did not destroy who you are. You no longer need to carry shame everywhere you go. I have forgiven you fully. You no longer need to fear the future as though you are walking into it alone, because I have already gone ahead of you. And you no longer need to hide your wounds pretending you are fine when I am already healing the places you struggle to show anyone else. Walk through life knowing you are deeply loved by the God who still holds every detail of this world together. That is how close I am to your heart. That is how much care surrounds your life, even in moments when you cannot feel it clearly. This is not the end of your story, my child. A different chapter is beginning now. The tears you cried in silence watered the ground for something new to grow. Peace is going to reach places inside you that once only held grief. The weakness you feared will slowly become quiet strength. And your story, the one you thought nobody would understand, will someday help another hurting person believe healing is possible again. So lift your head gently now. Take a deep breath. Let your soul rest for a moment instead of carrying tomorrow all at once. I am still writing your story, and the next pages hold more joy than you can currently imagine. Stay close to me. Keep trusting me through the small moments as much as the big ones. Keep choosing love even after disappointment tried to harden your heart. I have been with you through every storm, every unanswered question, every lonely night, and I will continue walking beside you through what comes next. I know there are things you still do not understand. You have asked me why certain people left, why some prayers seemed delayed, and why life unfolded differently than you hoped it would. I heard every question you carried silently while staring out windows, driving home in silence, or lying awake long after midnight. And through all of it, I never stepped away from you. Even in confusion, I wrapped my love around you in ways you could not fully see at the time. Nothing that happened to you was wasted, not the heartbreak, not the waiting, not the disappointments that left your chest aching for answers. You only see one piece of the picture right now, but I see the full story unfolding beyond this moment. What feels like an ending is often the beginning of something your heart has needed for a long time. You have survived seasons that would have made many people stop believing altogether, yet you kept walking forward. You kept hoping even with tears in your eyes, and that kind of faith carries more strength than you realize. That is why peace is beginning to find you again, not because you lived perfectly, but because you kept returning to me through every difficult season. You trusted me while still hurting. You believed while still healing. And faith held on to through tears has the power to move mountains. My child, I am slowly lifting the heaviness from your heart. The pain you carried quietly behind tired smiles and "I'm fine" answers is beginning to loosen its grip on you now. You have spent so long trying to survive every day that you forgot what rest even feels like. But peace is returning to you little by little, not as something temporary, but as something deep enough to settle into your spirit and change the way you live. This peace will not come from a perfect life or from every problem disappearing overnight. It will come from knowing that I am still beside you, still guiding you, still holding you together through every uncertain moment. So breathe for a second, my beloved. Let your thoughts slow down. Let your soul rest here with me instead of carrying tomorrow before it arrives. You are not behind in life. You are not forgotten. Even the delays that frustrated you carried purpose you could not yet see. Some doors closed because they were leading you toward more pain, not more peace. Some people walked away because they were only meant to be part of one chapter, not your entire story. What felt like rejection was often protection, even if it hurt deeply at the time. I know there were dreams you stopped talking about because disappointment made them too painful to hold on to. I remember the prayers you whispered while staring out the window at night, hoping life would finally feel lighter again. And even when heaven felt silent to you, I was still working quietly behind the scenes, arranging things with care you could not yet understand. The waiting season is beginning to shift now. You are going to smile again without forcing it. You are going to wake up one morning and realize your chest no longer carries the same weight it once did. The long night inside you is slowly giving way to peace, and the parts of your heart that felt exhausted are beginning to heal. You are no longer the same person who first entered this difficult season. The battles changed you. The waiting changed you. The lonely nights changed you too. But they also made you softer in compassion, wiser in love, and stronger in ways nobody fully sees. Pain taught you how to keep going quietly, even when your faith felt fragile. Type, "I rest in you, Lord," if your heart is choosing peace today. My child, stop comparing your journey to everyone else's. Stop believing fear when it tells you that you are too late or too broken to begin again. I am still guiding your steps carefully even when progress feels invisible. And this moment matters more than you realize because something new is already beginning inside you. I saw the days you tried to stay strong while emotionally falling apart inside. I saw you carrying responsibilities while your heart quietly begged for rest. I saw the nights when you whispered, "God, I trust you," through tears nobody else ever saw. That honesty mattered to me more than perfect words ever could. You were never alone in your suffering. Every tear, every anxious thought, every lonely drive home where silence felt heavier than conversation, I was there. Even when your mind spiraled with fear and exhaustion, I stayed beside you, holding together the broken places you thought would never heal. And now the fear that once controlled your thoughts is beginning to lose its voice. The pain that followed you like a shadow is starting to loosen its grip. Healing is reaching deeper now, into your heart, your mind, your spirit. I am restoring the parts of you that survival mode forced you to neglect for too long. Can you feel the shift happening? Something inside you is turning the page. What felt like the ending was only the closing of one painful chapter. I am still writing your story, my child, and what comes next carries more beauty than you currently expect. Now is the time to lift your head again. Now is the time to believe that life can still become beautiful after everything you survived. One day you will look back on this season and finally understand why the road felt so heavy for so long. You will see how even the painful moments were shaping wisdom, strength, and compassion inside you. I am bringing peace into the places where grief once lived. I am bringing joy that does not depend on perfect circumstances. And I am bringing people into your life who will love you with honesty, consistency, and care instead of confusion and hurt. You will no longer need to beg for the kind of love that should come naturally. Doors are opening for you now that no fear or disappointment will be able to shut. So do not shrink back because of old heartbreak. My promises over your life have not changed. My timing is still unfolding exactly the way it should. Rest for a moment now. Release the pressure to control everything. Trust me with the future you cannot yet see and with the parts of your heart that still feel fragile from everything you endured. I have never abandoned you, and I never will. Your story is not over, my child. The chapter you are standing in right now is not the end. Better days are still ahead of you. Not just easier days, but meaningful ones. Days where laughter feels real again. Days where peace returns naturally. Days where your heart no longer wakes up expecting disappointment. You kept going even when your faith felt small, and that mattered more than you know. Because of that, healing is unfolding inside you now. Light is returning slowly. Hope is returning slowly. And one day people will look at your life and wonder how you survived everything without losing your ability to love. And your answer will simply be, God never left me. So trust me, even in the quiet seasons when life feels still and your prayers seem to echo back unanswered. Trust me when the future feels unclear and your heart grows tired from trying to figure everything out on its own. You are not walking through this life alone, my child. I have been beside you through every sleepless night, every silent tear, every moment you smiled in front of others while carrying pain nobody could see. Rest here with me for a moment. Let your thoughts slow down. Let your soul breathe again instead of living in constant survival mode. You do not need to carry every burden by yourself anymore. You are safe with me, even now. I know there were days when you wondered if things would ever change. Days when your chest felt heavy before the morning even began. You kept trying to stay strong for everyone else, but when the room became quiet at night, The sadness returned and sat beside you like a weight you could not escape. I saw all of it. I heard the questions you never fully said out loud. Will life always feel this hard? Will peace ever come back to me? And my child, peace is returning. Slowly, gently, little by little, your heart is beginning to heal. The hope you thought was gone is rising again inside you because I never stopped holding on to you, even in the moments you struggled to hold on to yourself. I know you made mistakes. I know there were moments when giving up felt easier than continuing forward. But my love for you never changed. You do not have to earn my presence by pretending to be perfect. I stay close because you are my child, and nothing will ever change that. The world may have made you feel forgotten, unwanted, or too broken to begin again, but those voices never spoke my truth over your life. I still see beauty in you. I still see purpose in you. And even now, while you are healing, I am quietly working behind the scenes, moving things into place for your good. Some people had to leave your life. Some doors needed to close. I know those endings hurt deeply, but what felt like rejection was often protection. One day you will look back and realize I was guiding you away from things that would have wounded your spirit even more if they had stayed. My child, every difficult chapter shaped something valuable inside you. The heartbreak taught you compassion. The waiting taught you patience. The pain taught you how to love more gently and how to keep going even when your strength felt small. You may not fully see it yet, but you are stronger now than you were before. And there are still beautiful days ahead of you. Days where your heart feels lighter when you wake up. Days where laughter comes naturally again. Days where peace no longer feels distant. I am healing the places inside you that pain tried to break. I am restoring your joy, renewing your spirit, and breathing life back into dreams you almost gave up on. You do not need every answer right now. Just keep walking with me one step at a time. I will guide you where you need to go. I will open the right doors and place the right people into your life at the right time. Everything you truly need, I will provide. So do not be afraid to move forward. Do not stay trapped looking backward at old pain. You are no longer the same person who entered those difficult seasons. You are wiser now, softer now, braver now. And most of all, you are deeply loved. My child, take a deep breath again. I know your heart has been tired for a long time, but you kept going anyway. Even when your faith felt fragile, you still held on to me. That mattered more than you realize. I saw every quiet effort you made just to survive another day, and I am proud of you for not giving up. I know you have been waiting for change. You prayed, hoped, and trusted even while nothing around you seemed different. But hear me clearly now. Your season is shifting. The heaviness will not stay forever. I am already doing something new in your life, even if you cannot fully see it yet. Trust my timing, even when it looks different from what you expected. Some prayers were answered quickly. Others required waiting because I was preparing something better than what you first imagined. If you could see the full picture the way I see it, fear would lose its hold on your heart completely. Even now, I am healing wounds buried deep inside you. I am opening doors you did not know existed. I am turning your quiet endurance into a story that will one day remind other people that healing is possible too. And when people look at your life and wonder how you made it through everything without losing your ability to love, your answer will simply be this: God never left me. Dear Jesus, thank you for every new morning and for the gift of the people we love. Please place your peace over every person listening right now. Protect our homes, calm our anxious thoughts, strengthen our hearts, and remind us that we are never alone. Teach us to care for one another with patience, kindness, and compassion. Heal every weary heart, every troubled mind, and every hidden wound that still needs your touch. Bring comfort where there is fear, rest where there is exhaustion, and hope where disappointment has settled in. When life feels overwhelming, remind us to come close to you instead of carrying everything alone. Thank you for listening to every prayer, even the quiet ones whispered through tears. Stay near to us, guide us, and fill our lives with your peace. In Jesus' name, amen. Type amen if you receive this message in faith, and share this with someone who may need comfort today. You never know whose heart is waiting for a reminder that hope still exists.